And we have Ann, Jessica, and Michaela. You're fine. I haven't marked anybody yet, but I want to make sure I have the right markings for the right people. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay, you may retrieve your bird. Okay, you may retrieve your bird. All right, you may take your bird out of the cage. You may take your You may retrieve your bird. And now we'll have Jessica. You may retrieve your bird. And then Anne. Hold your bird. have?
I have a Cochin.
Cochin, okay. And what variety is he?
He is white.
White Cochin, okay. Are there any other varieties of Cochin?
Yes, Cochins can come in buff, black, white, or barred.
Okay. And can you show me on the male here where the saddle feathers would be?
Yes. His saddle feathers would be right here.
And Anne, what kind of bird do you have?
I have an Old English game bird.
Okay. Are there any other varieties of Old English game?
Yes, there are.
Can you name some?
Well, my bird is black-breasted red. There's also silver duckwing.
Okay.
There are others.
There are others. That's what I wanted to hear. Okay. And on your bird, can you show me where a wing bar would be?
A wing bar would be right here, in the center of the wing, in the center of the would be right
Okay.
on the wing.
On the wing. Okay. Hence the word wing bar. Okay. Ooh, Jessica. Last but not least, what kind of bird do you have?
I have an Old English game bantam
Okay, Old English game bantams. And why are they named bantams?
because they're the smaller breed.
Okay. And on your bird, can you show me where the hackles would be?
No, I cannot.
Okay. Can you show me a axial feather on the bird? Okay. Can you show me a wattle on the bird? Okay.
Right here at the bottom.
Okay, very good. All right. Are there any other varieties of your breed?
Yes, there's red pile, there's silver duckling, there's black, there's white, there's
Okay. Very good. Okay. So I'm going to now handle your birds as soon as I can figure out the arithmetic. You never seen that before? Blowing on that?
That's a good idea.
It helps, it helps. That's a trick that I learned a long time ago. Of course, he's male, so he's not going to have very much of a spread. Nice feathers. You're all there. That's good. Hello, baby. You're so small. Almost look like a pigeon here. Nice dark eyes. Very iridescent. That's nice. Bird has a name.
Phyllis.
Phyllis the bird. Good. Hello, Phyllis. How are you today? Some big guy's just manhandling me. Okay. Was Phyllis in a mold?
Yes.
Okay.
I have one.
Okay. Getting into longer darkness. Okay. I am done. Thank you. 15 through 20 of the book. So, and they're also, the reason why I picked the parts of the bird for today is that parts of the bird are independent of any breed or variety. So as long as you know all the parts of the bird, you're going to be able to answer any question. If I hand you any bird at all, you're going to say, hey, I at least know parts of the bird, okay? So one of the questions was, where were the secondaries? And if you look at the wing as kind of a broken W, you have primaries from the outside of the wing. So if you think about it, you can do it at home too. You will walk around like this. So the primaries are actually your fingertips. The secondaries are the part that is closest to the body. So if you think about it, primaries, an axial feather is actually a short feather that separates the primaries from the secondaries. And so if you think about PAS, pass, like passenger pigeon, that's an easy way to remember primary, axial, secondary. And then you have, the other question I asked is a bar. A bar on a wing is, okay, but everything that this is on the secondary part of the bird. The primaries don't have this usually, okay? A really tough question is, what's a covert? And coverts are feathers that cover other feathers. Okay, you did pretty well on your parts. I talked about saddles. Do we see saddle feathers on females? Normally not, no. We do see hackle feathers, but the hackle feathers are a different shape on females than they are on males. Males have more or less pointy ones. Females have more rounded feathers on the hackles. Okay, and then I asked mandibles. What's another word for a mandible? We eat with it.
Lower jaw.
Lower jaw, right? It's also known as on birds, heck with it, a beak, right? So yeah, we have technically we have an incisive and a mandible. The mandible is the bottom part of it, but it's still part of that anatomy. Yeah. Okay. Other thing that I could have asked is earmuffs and a beard. Where's the beard? Depends on what kind of bird you have. On a turkey, the beard comes out of the chest. That's a beard, yeah. On a chicken, a beard is, let me go sideways here, and I'm running out of ink here, but basically a beard would be under the mandible on a chicken. Earmuffs would be on the side.
Alex's bird has that.
Right. So getting to know your bird, getting to know the anatomy of your bird also helps with that. And then I asked about different varieties, and some of you were kind of unsure It's always good to give the things you know, for sure. And if you don't, that's important to say, I don't, because you don't want to sit there and have the judge prompt you, because sometimes when he's prompting, he's subtracting. So it's better to just say, let's stop right there, and I don't know. So you did well by saying that, okay? I do that too. Some things I just don't know.
When you're up for your PH,
You know, that helps. The other thing too, again, as we saw in the juniors, walking your bird, getting your bird used to walking. And you almost have to walk with your bird every day to make them work right. And think of it like you're showing a pig, that you want the bird to walk on his own, and you're using the stick as a guide, not as a prompter. Because some of you guys were walking your bird and they were like dumping their head forward like that, and that's not a good posture for the bird. And you would lose points for that. So you always want to make sure your bird is walking as naturally as they can. If you ever go to a livestock show, watch them show pigs, because that is basically what you're going to be doing with the chicken. The pigs kind of go wherever the pigs want to go, okay? And so you're just kind of like guiding the pig to move them around so that the judge can see all sides of the pig. And it's the same with the chicken. I was waiting, you notice how long I was waiting? I was waiting for you to walk the chicken all the way down, turn the bird, and show mastery of control, and walk the bird back to where you started. So if you can make a loop, we're here in Dover, you know, you should be able to know what that is. If you can make the loop, you're going to be okay, all right? And that's how you would do it. Questions?
do you guys have any questions for the judge before we go through?
I know it was painful, but
There you go.
there you go. Woohoo! Nice. All right. In second place then is Michaela.
Michaela, come on up.
And just to let you guys know, they were only separated by a few points, so they're all very close together here. And then in first place is Ann. Congratulations.
And congratulations. The turkey fell apart. There you
There you
go.
go.
He fell over. They're very top heavy.
All right.
Congratulations.
So let's give them a hand. 1, 2, 3.